Alright, so as you can see, we're getting ready to fly the T1 Ranger. We got a nice sunset right over there. Want to kind of hurry up and get in the air so we can enjoy that during the flight before it sets all the way. So let me run outside, get the airplane in the air, and I will be back to continue commentary in just a bit. Alright, so as you can see, we've taken off and flown around a bit, and everything looks and feels good. Got a nice sunset. It's actually kind of behind the clouds a little bit now. Let me make a little slow bank and turn out here. You can see that. I actually felt a few drops of rain falling. So I guess we might have some rain moving in, which I didn't really know about, wasn't expecting. But I don't think it's going to be enough to be an issue. But if it starts raining, we'll just get back on the ground. So yeah, you might notice my voice is a little bit scratchy. Like I said in some of the comments, and I think I mentioned it on Discord. For the past, I don't know, since really before Thanksgiving, I was sick then. And I've been sick ever since, and just kind of been slowly recovering. And at some point, I lost my voice, and I've gotten it back about a week ago. And I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm still not 100%, but we're pretty close. And it's one reason I haven't been flying, that and the really crappy weather. But today we had a nice, decent, calm day and nice, cool weather. It's a little bit chilly out there, but not terribly cold. And I just kind of jumped at the opportunity to fly something, get back in the air and make a video. It's been far too long. Decided I would fly the little Ranger and get a little bit more time on it. And I intended to track this on the map. You see I have my map there. I intended to track it with Q ground control was my plan of action, but I couldn't get Q ground control to connect via UDP like it does when I use Dragon Link, because I am using Crossfire to control this one, and I'm not using full Mavlink telemetry, which I suspect that's the reason it's not connecting. I was never able to get very reliable performance with the full Mavlink connection through Crossfire. So I'm just doing a basic Crossfire telemetry and then doing a Mavlink emulation in my Crossfire transmitter. And I send that over my Wi-Fi network via UDP, and that's what my computer connects to. Which I actually need to turn on auto pan so that we can follow it on the map. But yeah, as you can see, the mission planner will connect to it like that and track it on the map fine. It doesn't know what type of aircraft it is. That's why it's indicating that it's a quadcopter. But it doesn't know that it's an actual fixed wing airplane. It thinks it's just defaults to a multi-rotor. So that's what it shows on the map. But I was hoping to get that working with Q ground control, but it didn't seem to want to connect, so I didn't really waste much time on it. I just kind of quickly got in the air and made do with mission planner instead, which is fine. It gets the job done. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of cruise around a little bit out here. They just cut all the sugarcane out here recently. It's kind of what I was looking at out here. I'm not sure if they cut this other field out this way or not. We'll kind of shoot over there. It kind of looks like it did. They did, though. It looks muddy back here in the field, like there's no crop planted. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all cut as well, and I can definitely see that it is now. And you might notice everything's kind of wet and water standing and muddy everywhere. We've had a lot of rain recently, like I said. We've had a lot of less than desirable weather lately. And looks like we might have some more moving in here from the looks of the sky there, which it wasn't in the forecast. That's kind of odd. But so yeah, I really haven't been doing anything too exciting as far as FPV or anything. I haven't worked on anything or flown anything. I did get a Walksnail transmitter with a nano camera. I ordered that from a US retailer. I don't remember if it was I think it was Defiance RC that I ordered it from. It was either Defiance or Race Day Quads, but I ordered that a few weeks ago. There's a little flock of birds out here. Guess they're just coming to say hi. But I got that Walksnail camera and transmitter ordered, and I mounted that into the little eSky Eagle, so that when the video receiver arrives, I'll be ready to go. And I just might need to make a few changes in the order-to-plane configuration to get it working with Walksnail, to get the OSD and everything working anyway. And but I'll have, you know, all the physical work is done. The pan and tilt's done. I ordered a new canopy to mount it all in. That's all set up and working. It looks like a sugarcane truck right down there. I expect he'll probably go straight. He's not going to turn. Yeah, he's following the bayou out there. I guess they're still cutting further down the bayou that way somewhere. But yeah, when the receiver arrives, I'll be ready for it. I'll be pretty much ready to get in the air by the time it gets here, so it won't take us long to try that out. They actually have shipped. I have my tracking number. It shipped a few days ago. I saw one guy, I don't know where he's from. He posted on the Walksnail Facebook group. I'm assuming he's in a different part of the world. That he actually received his receiver already earlier today. So they are, I mean, I would be really surprised if I get mine before Christmas, New Year's. Kind of expecting it sometime in January. But well, I guess we'll find out. We'll see. But when it does get here, we'll be ready for it. We'll fly it on the eSky Eagle, and then I'll have another camera and transmitter kit that's coming with the receiver that we can set up in a second airplane at some point. But I don't really know what we're going to put it in yet. I don't really have any plans for it. I guess after I fly it and see how I like it, I'll decide what to put it on. Either something medium range or long range, or maybe even close range. I don't know how it's going to work, but I do expect to get a pretty decent usable range out of it. So yeah, I guess if you have any suggestions on what to mount that second camera in, you can drop them in the comment section on this video. I'll see it, I'll read it. But it won't be right away, because like I said, we're going to be waiting for a while before we get that receiver in the mail. And then when we do, we're going to fly it on the Eagle that's already set up for it. And then that second camera will go into something at a later date. Nice colors out there from the sunset. Pretty neat. Nice day to fly early. So yeah, just apart from
Sensor
being...
lost.
We're losing telemetry there. Something anyway. But as far as FPV and everything, like I said, I haven't been busy working on anything, or I wanted to. I missed flying, and I was really itching to get out here and work on some stuff, but I just wasn't feeling up to it. But like I said, that's all pretty well behind me for the most part anyway. And we can start looking to the future now. As far as just flying some stuff while we wait on the Walksnail receiver to get here, then I'll be flying that for a bit, I'm pretty sure. That'll be main focus for a bit. And then after that, I don't know. We'll just have to go from there. Yeah, you can see there's a pretty good bit of water back here too. From all the rain we had recently. It's actually flooded back here in the back of the cow pasture. It's usually all dry back here where all this water is standing right now. The only other change I made that I haven't mentioned yet, I just actually thought about it now, but I'm running HTX 2.8, which was released since the last time I flew. Getting some kind of noise in my video. I actually have both of my video antennas pointed out kind of over that sugarcane where we flew toward the first part of the flight. That's kind of really all I had in mind, was to fly out there and look at that. Didn't really think I'd be exploring out here too much, so I didn't account for that with my antenna placement. And I am running relatively high gain antennas since we're on 5.8. So I guess I kind of need to stay out here in the antenna beam. It's probably something I'm going to have to get used to once I start flying the Walksnail, because it is on 5.8. And of course we don't know how the built-in patch antennas that come on the VRX, the standalone video receiver, how they're gonna work. It comes with 2 of those and 2 little omnidirectional stubby antennas, and depending on how those work, I'll either fly the stock antennas or I'll put 2 circular patch arrays on it instead. And I don't know, I guess we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll figure out something, and I'm sure other people are going to be testing different antenna configurations as well. So once someone figures out what works, we'll either copy it or we'll figure it out ourselves. But I do expect to end up with some higher gain antennas on it, which will make it more directional than what I'm typically used to flying 1.3 gigahertz. So I'll just have to make it a point to remember where I aim my antennas and think about my flight path beforehand and stay in front of them. I mean, it's kind of a good idea to do that anyway, regardless of what you're flying or where you're flying, but you do have a lot of leeway with 1.3. You can fly pretty far off the side of the antennas and your signal's still going to be fine. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and fly back and get on the ground. Won't do too much more exploring out here. There's not really a lot to do, a lot to explore, unless I want to fly out farther this way toward the river, but I really don't, with the rain kind of looming right there nearby and getting later in the day, and pretty happy to just be in the air flying anywhere right now. We might kind of get down lower out here and make a little low altitude run back toward the house. We'll kind of start pushing the nose down. I want to try to fly down that that line along the back of the field there. Do see some birds flying out here. It's kind of that time of day late in the evening when they're out flying, hunting insects and things like that. See, I'm kind of just curious how low I can get out here before I do start losing my video. Now, I should be right in front of my antennas right here, but obviously we're at lower altitude, so we're going to be pushing it a bit. I'm just going to slowly lose altitude, and it's actually, the video is coming back in a little cleaner now. What I'm flying with right now, I have one, the little triple feed antenna, the 8 dB I think it is, 8 or 9, something like that, the smaller one, and then I have a triple feed patch array, the larger one, that's about 14 dB, and those numbers may actually not be right. In fact, I kind of think they're not, but that's kind of closest I can remember right now. That is pretty close, but I have one of the lower gain triple feed patch antennas, and then the higher gain, the patch array. I have one of each on my diversity receiver, but they are both aimed generally in the same direction out here. So I guess that's why we see it kind of switching between them. As I get out of the beam of the higher gain antenna, it'll switch to the lower one, or if the lower gain one video gets a little scratchy or whatever, it'll switch over to the other one if I'm in the beam. But there's the shed that we've flown under before, so I know we're pretty well safe to fly low out here now. Just gonna head out here, and actually I'll get over closer to the tree line and follow it back, and that'll put me on a nice approach to set up for landing. So yeah, I guess the end of this video will take the time to thank you all for watching, to thank my YouTube channel members for your contribution, as well as Patreon pledges for your contribution, because without you two, I probably wouldn't have bought the Walksnail system, or honestly a lot of the other airplanes that I'm flying. So as you know, the ad revenue on YouTube has tanked over the last year or so, and affiliate programs, which were basically what supported my hobby and over the past several years, are basically all dried up. So I'm kind of funding this out of pocket, and my pockets are pretty shallow at the moment, so pretty much everything I'm spending on the hobby comes from contributions from YouTube channel members and Patreon pledges. So if you want to thank anyone thank them. Or if you're one of those, I thank you greatly. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and set up this landing now in the flight. And like I said, any suggestions on what we might fly next, let me know, because I'm really itching to fly, and as soon as I get a break in the weather, I'll be out flying again. I think it's going to be windy coming up here in the next few days. I'm going to switch to fly-by-wire, start losing altitude, and set this landing up. But yeah, we won't be flying in the immediate future, but we will as soon as possible. Nice smooth landing, I'll take it. Still have a nice sunset out there. But yeah, if there's anything in particular, anything special you want to see for the next flight, let me know, and I'll see if I can accommodate that. So thank you for watching this one, and I will see you all in the next one.